episode 7, Existential Crisis. Guys, this title, it's weird. Hi guys, welcome to my channel, to Girl CHISAOA. If you're new to my channel, well, I post a lot of things. This is the menu. But right now we're doing a you special. You, I see you. You see me too. Well, hello you. Anyway, you know You, the hit series on Netflix. I just talk about the highlights in this series. I'm shy. And then once again, I have to point out the fact that I love how Joe speaks to himself in the monologue as if he's reading a poem. I see you. You see me too. But we're not really sure if we're looking at each other. But at the same time, I kind of like looking at you. Hello, you. It's so weird. I'm just like, but it's cool at the same time. I'm like, should I start thinking in that way as well? Hey, you. I'm hungry. Come into my mouth, please. I was not joking. I am hungry, but this is noisy. So we can do this. We'll do this eating thing after, okay, baby? There's always a spot for you in my stomach. So in this episode, there is the term and the title, Existential Crisis. So in the first 3 minutes, you find out that Will finds out that Love has already moved on to this Australian dude who looks kind of like Chris and like just the Hemsworth brothers, Chris and who? Ryan Hemsworth? I don't know. Anyway, he kind of looks like those guys. Do all Australians look like that? I don't know. If you're from Australia, comment down below. I don't know. Will is also encouraged by 40 and this other guy who works at Nirvana's backwards. I just say Nirvana backwards because I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't want to say it. I don't know. Anyway, they tell him to go on dating websites. Ellie is very pissed. She's like, stop sleeping with my sister. You're so disgusting. Go on dating sites, okay? So she actually forwards him a dating site list. And so he picks this dating site called Sonnet to Me. Then he goes on dates with people that love books because he likes to read. So he goes on these dates with people that love to read as well. And my oh my, one of the girls actually said, I don't like to read, I just want to date somebody who likes to read. And I was like, wow. And then there's this point when I actually thought that he found someone, right? This woman was like, he quoted something from a book and he's like, you know that? And then he's like, yeah, of course, it's something, you know, bookworms stuff, I don't know. Then she starts to cry the rest of the date. And I'm just like, wow. He keeps telling her, do you want me to get you a taxi back home? Because it was awkward. So obviously Will didn't have much luck with the dating world, and so like any other normal person would do, no normal person would do this, he goes on to stalk his current boyfriend. And I'm thinking, with the way he, you know, wore that hat, I was kind of thinking he's going to kill the Aussie guy, is it he not? And is it weird like wearing, now both of them came out in this episode, yay. So is it weird like doing a video in a cab? Because I'm feeling these vibes. Ugh. Anyway, so I'm thinking, oh my Jesus, I'm just gonna do it just for some time, just in honor of Will. Yeah, so I'm thinking this guy's gonna kill this Aussie guy. So then as they're jogging, you know, he finds Gabe. Okay, Gabe finds him and he's like, Gabe, of course, he's a no-nonsenser. He smells trash from like, he smells BS from like a distance, okay? So he's like, were you following Love's new boyfriend? And he's like, is that obvious? I'm joking. He tries to deny it, but he's like, well, you don't have to deny it, sweetheart. Come, let me take you in my arms. I'm gonna take you to my house, and I'm gonna put you on this acupuncture bed, which he did. And then this guy, Gabe starts talking about all this mantra stuff of, oh, what you know, blah blah, you know, those things. So then he starts to cry. He breaks down. He starts to cry, and he's like, blah 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 about his childhood and everything, and how, you know, it was bad, and his mom used to leave him and to go hook up with guys, which is pretty messed up. I was like, shit, wow, that's a lot for a kid. So then he's forced to say the mantra, I am all I need, for him to feel whole or something like that. And I'm like, will this work for me if I did it? Anyway, then he's doing this whole cleansing thing where he drinks celery juice, which looks really disgusting. And he gets home and he pukes on Delilah. Wow, I would be so pissed. So then whilst our guy Will is dropping, the Aussie guy confesses to Love that he loves her, and I'm just like, just go to Bali, man, just go. Ugh, what is wrong with you? So even after he pukes on her, Delilah decides we should go on a date, and I'm just like, wow, can't be me. So then they go on a date, this walk thing, you know, after they have burgers and whatever that she ordered in. Then they go on a date and they're walking. I think they're so cute, and they keep like just, you know how people just start to like talk about each other and love and stuff. I don't know. So then on their date, it escalated too high, and then the cops found them in an alley doing the deeds, and ended up in jail for misconduct. I think not misconduct, for exposure. I don't know. I guess I don't know. So they end up in jail, and then Will somehow, they get 40 to like bail them out, and it happens because 40 and Love are rich kids, and they can just call the cops and be like, take my friends out of there, like, what are you doing? So then the cop that hooks up sometimes with Delilah is the cop that found Will coming out of the house, of Hendy's house, on the day of the murder. He's like, haven't I seen you somewhere? Then Will just walks out because I don't have to answer to you, even though we're in a police station. There's this argument where the Aussie guy slaps 40, and again, I hate slaps 40, and it's like, you know, everyone gets into it. He spits on Will's shoes. Love comes, she's like, what's going on here, guys, blah blah blah. I don't know what the spitting on the shoe thing was about, also disrespectful, but he just walks out. It's like, ugh. Obviously, at this point, the Aussie guy and Love is over. Like, it's never gonna happen. Just slap my twin brother, what's your problem? So then the cop, because he's, you know, he's smart, remember that he saw Will at the police station. He's like, I've seen you somewhere. So he calls Delilah and he's like, I'm suspecting your little boyfriend of killing Henderson. So Delilah, being the curious cat, nosy, she goes on to investigate. Bad idea. She goes into Will's house because she's the apartment manager, so she can go in. So she goes into Will's house and she finds the keys easily for some reason. I thought she wouldn't even find them. She finds them. I mean, in a big apartment, I wouldn't even know where to start to look. Anyway, so she finds them. She goes to the Lock of Fame place where the cage is and finds the cage. And my goodness, that cage looks kinky. And so I'm just like, well, I don't know what I would think if I saw that. I would just be like, what in God's planet? Yeah. At this point, I'm just thinking this girl is finna be killed. And also, the cage just kind of looks like some kind of Hannibal Lecter contraption. So I'm just like, Jesus Christ. So then, Will obviously got to his apartment. He's got a nanny cam. So he saw that Delilah was in the apartment, and so he followed her to Lock of Fame. When Delilah was about to call Finch, who's the cop, to like be like, yeah, this guy is creepy. He's got a Hannibal Lecter cage here. It never happens because Will's like, give me the phone or I'm gonna kill you. Or do something to Ellie. Okay, he didn't say that, but yeah, just give me the phone. So she's scared. She's like, oh, okay, here. Then she gets locked up in the cage. Woohoo. Girl. And that's the end of episode 7. Okay, guys, like and subscribe. Watch episode 8.